So what can be said about silver that hasn't already been said about silver hundreds of times in hundreds of videos on dozens of channels on YouTube over the last 4 or 5 years? If your answer is probably not much, you're probably pretty accurate. In fact, in this very video that you guys are listening to, I'm probably going to say something that I've already said in another video, maybe multiple times. And that's because at the end of the day, when you're talking about silver stacking, there's not a whole lot new that can be said outside of repeating what you have already repeated at some point in history, right? I mean, and why do we do it that way? Well, I mean, there are a lot of new people that watch this channel that didn't watch it a year ago. So there will be times where I'll make a video where I'll make points that I made in a video a year ago that a lot of my new viewers may not have seen. But additionally, there are other channels that will say the same thing and do those things for the same reasons. And of course, our opinions will change over time. You know, 2 years ago, I may have thought something a little bit differently than I do now, but at the end of the day, and I believe this is the same for all the silver stacking channels, at least all the good ones, all the ones that are positive about silver. At the end of the day, we all believe in this metal right here. I mean, whether or not, you know, I believe that it should be worth 25 or 50, or if you have another channel that believes it should be worth $100 an ounce, at the end of the day, we still believe in this metal and not so much in this here $20 bill. Now, this $20 bill, what does this represent to you? To me, this represents debt. This is, you know, US and their trillions of dollars of debt, just absolutely crazy. This represents no protection whatsoever against inflation. This is specifically, guys, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, if you're just new to stacking at all, if you're new to money, this is fiat currency. It's not actually money. This is money. This is fiat currency. Fiat currency is a currency that is backed by what? By nothing. I mean, this $20 bill only has value because we are told that it has value. It only has value because we believe it has value. Now, there will be people that say, no, it has value because I can walk into Walmart with this $20 bill and buy something with it. Yes, but what happens when Walmart believes that this $20 bill is only worth 10? And they do that by increasing the price on products, right? So if this $20 bill bought you 20 moon pies today, but only 10 moon pies tomorrow, the value of this $20 bill halved, right? And that's how it's supposed to be working with silver. But silver sideways on the COMEX. It's going sideways, isn't it? I mean, it's been sitting in the 22 to 25 range for what? Most of this year, right? Most of this year, it's been sitting in that range. Meanwhile, if you walk into a Walmart, or if you walk up to a gas pump, or if you just open your mail and look at your energy bill, those numbers are going up. Now, you know, inflation, they say, is what, 5 or 6% today? That's what they say it is. I don't believe that's the true number. I don't think anyone that actually opens their eyes and takes the world in thinks that it's only 5 or 6%. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't track the price of every single thing that has went up or down over the years. But the stuff that I do buy regularly, for example, paying my energy bills, for example, filling up the gas tank of my car, for buying the groceries in my house, you know, things like that. All of those numbers have went up. It's costing me more to live now than it did to live last year. I mean, that's all there is to it. Whether or not, you know, we cut out the special things in life, like taking my wife out to eat because the price of restaurants have went up as well, you know, whether or not those numbers have changed, it's hard for me to track those. But when you look at something like grocery bills and energy bills and, the gas in your car, all that stuff has went up. It absolutely has. It's went up more than 5 or 6%. I think the government telling us that it's only 5 or 6%. I think they're just flat out crazy. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And of course they say it's transitory, right? Transitory. Of course it's transitory. It's going to, it's only going to be temporary. It's going to come back down. Is it though? I mean, the cost of employment has went up. I mean, wages have went up quite a bit. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. I mean, no one in their right mind that thinks that anyone can live on $8 an hour anywhere in this country. But you can't say that with wages going up that the prices of other products that, those wages produce are not going to go up. I mean, if you're paying, 10 people $10 an hour to produce something and now you're paying them $15 an ounce to produce something, how can you keep that product at the same price that you were already selling it at? Unless, of course, you already had it way overpriced. But even then, who's going to take the pay cut when this happens? I mean, do you think that the CEO, these big CEOs, are going to take their pay cut? No, of course not. They're going to pass that pay cut on to you. You're taking the pay cut when prices go up, not the CEOs. And why do I say you're taking a pay cut? They're not paying you, of course, but when you pay more for a product because they have to pay more through their employees, they're not taking the pay cut. You are. You are. It doesn't matter if you work for them or not. You technically do work for them because you are spending your fiat currency in their businesses, right? So why has silver stayed sideways? I don't know. I have been one of the people on this channel that say, yes, I do believe silver is manipulated, but I don't think it's manipulated as badly as a lot of other people say it is. And I still believe that. But man, I tell you what, guys, I'm just being honest. I am starting to question that logic. I really am. I am really starting to wonder why it is still sitting so sideways when everything else has continued to go up. I mean, everything has went up. Even gold has done better than silver, and silver is used more in industry. I mean, we just had this climate meeting in Glasgow, you know, the one where all these world leaders used all of their private jets and big planes burning all this jet fuel to get together into a building to tell all of us that we should change our lives and stop, you know, and lower our carbon footprint before they got in their planes, you know, and burned all their jet fuel to get back home. You know, the same meeting that they could have, you know, done over Zoom. You know, I mean, don't forget that's a thing. I mean, don't forget to change your life. They're not going to, remember, but don't forget to change yours. And guys, we don't get into politics on this channel. There is no left or right on this channel. There is us versus just government, period. I'm never going to get, in fact, I'm just going to ask you not to put comments down below because I know what you're going to be typing. Let's go, somebody. Please don't. This channel is not about politics, but you can't ignore the fact that government, period, is telling us to do something that they're not willing to do themselves. It's crazy, isn't it? So silver should be going up, not just because inflation's going up, but silver also has purpose. It has value. It has uses in those green energy initiatives that they're pushing on us. I mean, it is used in solar panels, and there's the argument that copper is replacing some of the silver in solar panels. But keep in mind, the key word there is some. They can lower the amount of silver they use in solar panels, but eventually you get to a point where the savings outweigh the cost. In other words, you're saving so much because you're lightening the amount of silver that you're using in your panel, but the energy efficiency of the panel goes down to a point where it's actually worse for you to go any lower. So you'll never probably be able to cut all the silver out of solar panels unless more, new technology comes along, which of course is very possible. Of course, your green energy cars, your electric vehicles all have silver in them as well. And it's used in so many other facets of green energy that eventually they're going to have to come and get it from somewhere else than just being able to mine it. I mean, this is a finite resource. There may be a ton of it in the ground, but there's not near as much as there used to be. And eventually the cost to mine it, for the reasons that I talked about earlier, is probably going to go up as well. So I don't know. I don't understand why it's going sideways. I really don't. But at the end of the day, I will tell you this. I do believe in this way more than I do this fiat currency. I mean, should silver be $20 an ounce, or should it be $50 an ounce, or should it be $100 an ounce? That's for each and every one of us to decide on our own. I myself have said that I don't believe that silver should be worth what $100 can get you today, but I do believe that at some point in our near future, silver will probably be worth $100 an ounce, but not because silver is going to buy you so much more than it will today that silver is going to be worth $100 like $100 is worth today. I just believe that the value of this $100 bill is going to lower to the point that silver has no choice but to be able to buy the same amount of stuff that $100 can, or get the same amount of services that $100 can. Why? Because I don't believe that first off, I don't believe that this inflation that we're experiencing right now is transitory, but additionally, I just don't believe in the dollar at all. I mean, we're $30 trillion in debt. The government continues to present, trillion-dollar, multi-trillion-dollar spending bills. You can't tell me, no economist can tell me that putting as much money into the economy as we put into it isn't going to do anything but devalue the dollar. I think it'd be very, very smart to get your money into something like gold or silver. And we could talk about cryptocurrency as well, but I don't really want to get into cryptocurrency because I don't really believe in it. And you guys that do, that's fine. I'm not going to knock cryptocurrency because at least it is a way out of this crap, but it's not for me. It uses way too much energy. And we were just talking about, green energy initiatives and crypto using too much energy and its reliance on the internet and electricity in general. Even after it's mined, there's electricity being used just to, make transactions with cryptocurrency, or to exchange cryptocurrency, if you want to call it that, whatever. So I don't believe in cryptocurrency for that reason. If you do, that's fine. I'm not knocking it. I believe, let me put it to you this way. I probably believe in crypto more than I do this. That being said, I don't believe in crypto anywhere near what I believe in this stuff right here. And this goes for gold as well. And platinum and palladium, that's for you to decide. But I'm a believer in silver and gold. I'm not as much into platinum and palladium as other people are. But I don't know. At the end of the day, guys, I guess what I'm trying to say in this video as I start to ramble off topic here is to make your own decision, of course, but really look into precious metals as a way to protect yourself against what's happening. Because, I mean, like I said, I don't know about you, but my cost of living certainly has went up over the last year. And I'm sure it probably has for you as well. I think Americans are getting poorer without actually getting poor. They may have just as much money in the bank or be bringing home just as much money as they were last year, but we're paying so much more for our goods and services than we were a year ago. Then, like I said, it's not the CEOs of these big companies taking the pay cut. It's you taking the pay cut through paying more for your products. Oh, and of course they want to raise taxes, but you know, that's something else. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor, don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed. All that stuff helps me out. And with that said, we'll see you next time. Hey, like I just said, guys, thanks again for watching, and I apologize. To the left of the camera here, I actually had these piles of silver dollars set up for dramatic effect, and I totally forgot to do it, so here we go. Anyway, you guys heard what I had to say in the video. Make sure you check out my channel supporters on the right-hand side of the screen. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. We'll see you next time.